Guys, we heard you. You're moving to Texas because you want a house that is massive for cheap. And when I say massive, I mean massive like this.
Today we are going to take you to 2 different new construction communities, walk you through some homes, even houses that you can actually buy today. You're not going to believe, absolutely not going to believe the price. And of course, yes, these are in great school districts as always. Let's get going.
Everything's bigger in Texas, and so are the houses. And if you're moving here, that's exactly what you're looking for, which is why we came to Westside Preserve, where a bunch of big name builders are duking it out for some of that valuable Midlothian land. Like Pulte right behind me. Now this is a nice model home, but it's only 2,700 square feet. We're here for the big one. This is 3,500, it's actually 3,600 square feet, almost 37, and they're doing some crazy stuff. Now, a house this big, you're probably thinking that's way too much for me. I can't afford that. Yes, you can. Pulte is the king of big houses for small numbers. But let's go check out what they're doing, because they've done something in the dining room that I haven't seen any other builder do. Have any of you guys seen those videos about the guy who's making a video every day until he gets into Architectural Digest? Well, if he had done something like this, he would have gotten it day 1. So as soon as you walk in, you've got this awesome formal dining area separated by this nice archway here. It feels very open, even though it is its own separate area. And I love the way they did the accent wall. All of it just flows together, feeling very full without feeling crowded or busy. And this accent wall actually flows right over here, because this isn't even the best of it. You got to see what they did in the breakfast nook as well. This runner table nook over here looks really nice, because most people don't know what they do with this. Maybe there's a coat rack or something, but this is a very creative way to have a functional space where you can store your things as soon as you walk into the house. And we'll get to the upstairs a little bit later, but on the other side of the hallway, we do have a bedroom and a full bathroom right there, just as soon as you walk in. And then as you come into the common area, I love the way they did this. The ceiling actually comes up, makes the area feel even bigger. Tons of natural lighting from these windows over here. And this is a huge living room area right here. So the fireplace is a little understated. You can go with like a tile or a stone, something if you want it to stand out a little bit more, but they did an accent wall here. And honestly, it's the perfect amount of color, the perfect amount of texture, because you can fit so much furniture in here. They've got a full-size sofa, a sectional, another sofa table over here, as well as one right here. And it doesn't feel crowded at all. Plenty of room to walk around in. And then the kitchen, oh my God, I love the way they did this island. It's an oversized island. You got 5 bar stools here, still plenty of room, and it's curved out to give a little bit more seating room. All of this, I'm a big fan of the green and gold, because my girl, she's a plant girl. So green and gold is just all throughout the house, and I'm starting to get used to it finally. But these guys did a really good job. Matches the chandeliers that they got set up here. You got your stainless steel hardware built into the cabinetry here, and then a little butler's pantry that goes over to your laundry room, and there's a mud bench back there as well. But what I really want to show you guys is this right here, because as we come into the breakfast nook area, you got a little informal dining, a little bit of natural light coming in, another accent wall, and then this right here. This is great for people who have kids, because if you know kids, first of all, they're going to drop a project on you that's been due for 2 weeks at the last night right beforehand. It's 8 o'clock at night and you need to go pick up glue. This helps solve some of that issue, because you can have a nice, dedicated, organized area for the kids to have all of their project crap that just sits there, and it doesn't get in the way of everything else. Or if you're a work from home sort and you don't want to be in a stuffy office, it's nice and convenient because you got snacks right across the room for whenever you get hungry after your Zoom meeting. And we got a back porch back here. It's a nice little thing we'll get to in just a minute. But let's go check out the master bedroom, because I love the bedroom, but the bathroom blew me away. As soon as you walk in, you see nothing but natural lighting. This is great, and this is evening sun, so it's not gonna blow your eyes out as soon as you wake up in the morning if you wanna leave the windows open. Bay windows, tray ceiling, and another green accent wall. And this is really easy to do if this is something you're looking to do. These are just like 1x6s. They painted them, they caulked them. Just make sure all your lines are straight. So it's something you can do in your home as well. But all of that flows through these 2 saloon-style doors into the bathroom. And now you got a double his and her vanity over here. Plenty of room for your stuff in the morning. A little chandelier. This is just a builder grade mirror. It looks really nice if you do like a frame or something like that, and this gives you that option. But across the bathroom, we've actually got this huge walk-in shower. So you've got 2 sets of hardware here, and one of them controls your wand style head, and the other one actually controls a raindrop head up here. And now this is really nice because you get this big piece of glass, makes it feel nice and open next to this marble half wall. And then you get the hexagonal tile here, as well as a nice sized bench. Now, what they should have done, they should have put like a niche or something here. Most of the time, this little shelf ends up holding soaps, and that just doesn't look great with your glass right there. Bit of a downside, but other than that, I think they did a phenomenal job, and I'm a big fan of this tile here. They did it in a grid style layout, but this is almost like a textured, it almost looks like a fabric style tile. You don't see that a lot of times. That is an upgrade that you can get with these guys, and I really like Pulte because while they are economic, they also give you a lot of different style choices and options, like the trim over your door here. But this is a 2-story building, so you get 3,700 square feet, and a good chunk of it is upstairs, so we're gonna go check that out real quick. So now before we continue the upstairs tour, I do want to talk because we're going to show you guys an inventory home here in just a minute. I know you get to see all these pretty models. They're dolled up, they're painted, they've got all these bells and whistles, but what does the base version of a house look like? What does it look like if you went with bare bones, very minimal options like most people do whenever they go to buy a new home? We're going to show you that in just a minute, but right now, just to your right, as soon as you come up the stairs, you get this nice big game room, tons of lighting with those big windows over there. Next to that, you not only get a game room, you also get a dedicated theater area. So this one's maybe a 14 by 12 room. It's a little bit bigger than a standard sized bedroom, but plenty enough for like a projector and a gaming setup, something like that. You also get a full bath over here with a shower, or a 3/4 bath, a bedroom right here. And then on the other side of this little walkway here, you get a Jack and Jill bedroom, bathroom combo, so 2 beds on either side connected with a bathroom. So you get 4 beds in total, 4 bathrooms in total. No one's fighting over sink space. It's all good. So let's go check out that inventory home and see what it looks like once you peel away the paint.
All right, now if you weren't paying attention there, you might have missed one of our most subtle transitions ever that we've done. Okay, maybe the least subtle, to the studio. This is not part of the planned video, but unfortunately, this knucklehead screwed up. And you're gonna be able to see those bloopers at the end of this video. We're just leaving them in for the fun of it. But this is the part of the video where I would tell you about our website and how many awesome resources we have, including a live Q&A webinar. So if you've got some questions about real estate and it's like, I don't really want to schedule a one-on-one, whatever, jump on. You can get to know Jack and I. We'll be happy to answer any question you have. We're gonna be talking about buying versus renting, taxes, insurance, that kind of thing, and answering any questions you guys might have. And you can go over to our webpage via the QR code if you're on a mobile device. We'll have a link at the end of the video so you don't have to stop watching. It'll also be down in the description. So on that page, you're also gonna find resources for our market update that you can sign up for, checklists. You can set up a search there. There's gonna be a video map. So if you wanna watch videos based on your location that you're interested in, we got all that stuff for you. We're here to help. That's what we love to do. So anyways, sorry for the interruption. Back to the regularly scheduled video. So I think Jack mentioned earlier, we're in Midlothian. What's gonna blow you away is actually the property taxes here. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later on. And not blow you away because they're so big, but because they're very affordable actually compared to a lot of neighborhoods. Bang for the buck, this is it, guys. Anyways, we're gonna take you inside of this house. This is a Kindred home. This one I don't think we've actually been in on our channel before, but one of the things to note in this neighborhood, they're one of the few builders that foam encapsulate their house, which is gonna help you guys with savings and all that kind of stuff. But even though this is an inventory home, they still have some really cool stuff in this floor plan, including the kitchen, of course. We're gonna have to talk about that, but they've got space in unusual spaces that I really like. If you're buying a house this big, you probably got some rugrats running around, and one of the things that you don't want to have is those rugrats being real noisy next to your office. So right off the get-go, we've got our formal dining here, and they've actually tucked their office away over here in the front corner of the house, which I kind of like. You know, how many times that I've been on Zooms or other things where it's like, you know, I'm not saying everybody yells at their kids, but there's been kids that have been yelled at before. And then we've got, this is gonna be, I guess, what you would call your guest suite. If you have a multi-generational type of situation, this might be good. Now this room is not massive, but it does have a bathroom right off of it, so that's nice. So this is kind of tucked away there. Maybe if you do have rugrats, that's your oldest one, so they're quite, well, I guess if they're playing video games, maybe not. But anyways, let's check out this kitchen real quick. Now this is another thing that I really like, is the amount of counter space that you've got here. So again, this is just one of the inventory homes. They've got a really good size island here. You can see they've got the built-in oven, they've got the range, and that's one of the things, both this neighborhood and the next one that we're gonna look at, they all have gas appliances. So if you're somebody that cooks, they've got it here. I'll tell you this, we don't have gas appliances, which is weird because we have gas in our house, but for whatever reason, the the stove's not. And my wife and I have really got into cooking a whole lot. And I'll tell you, it sucks, especially if you're working with cast iron, trying to keep that at a certain level temperature. So anyways, I think that's really nice. They've got that here. Of course, you got your pantry tucked away. This is your little breakfast nook area. And the other thing, there's two things I really like about this living room. Number one, you've got these huge tall ceilings here. And obviously you've got natural light coming in, but also the way that the staircase forms here, it's really pretty to look at, but it's not in your face when you walk in. So when you walk in, you actually see a lot of openness here. But we talked about space at the beginning. So I'm gonna show you two different places where they've got a lot of space. Number one is the mud room. So this is crazy. And I've seen this before. I've had clients that build custom homes and they wanna have an extra set of washer and dryers here. You could actually do that in this house because there's so much space, but you've got a really long runway here to your garage. And also this really weird little 3-foot space. I don't know what you put there. I feel like that could be a broom closet if it had a door. I don't know. And then here you do have a half bathroom, kind of whatever, we'll keep going. It's a half bathroom, you can imagine it. And then here's your master bedroom. So it's a good size. There's nothing fancy going on here. You don't have a trade ceiling or any kind of cutout. You do have 3 windows. So nothing over the top. It's a really good sized room though. And making our way into the bathroom, of course, you always have to have a nice bathroom in a house like this. So you have a ton of space, separate his and her vanities. You've got a nice tub here. It's the only thing that I wish they would have done a little bit different is gone with the frameless glass here. But other than that, you've got a little seat bench over there. And I guess the other thing, a niche as well. Jack and I might be a little bit of shower niche snobs, but okay. And then here, I gotta point this out. So that's her closet there, and it kind of wraps around a little bit. Here's his closet. Can literally touch both walls standing in the middle of it. So he gets a coat closet, but at least they have a couple shelves for shoes. And then of course she gets a real closet. But anyways, talking about kids, let's show you the upstairs. And again, very thoughtful when it comes to having kids upstairs. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So coming up the stairs here, first of all, this room is absolutely massive. So there is absolutely no reason for your kids to ever be downstairs bugging you when they got this much room to do everything else. And logically, they'll stay up here the whole time. Now, I still don't understand. I got a 1.5-year-old and I don't understand how he gets handprints in so many places, but there's this weird little alcove here. I don't know what you do with this. Maybe this is like a reading nook. Maybe you put a couple desks here for the kids to study, whatever. That way you can watch them from downstairs. But big area here, which is great. And then you've got 2 bedrooms and another full bath right up here. Let's go to the backyard and check out the yard space. All right, so with a lot of these builders, one of the things you're gonna get is a big patio. This is a pretty decent size. There is some room if you wanted to extend it, but this is gonna be pretty typical for the type of yard space you get. They do have bigger lots. One of the nice things about this neighborhood is they're all 60 and 70-foot lots. So there's none of those homes are gonna be crammed in or anything like that. And speaking of builders, they're not all made the same. So a lot of different builders do different things. We're gonna talk about those here in just a minute, because if you are interested in this neighborhood, you like what you see, or even better, the price, which I know you guys are like, okay, you showed me the house, how much is this? This is the crazy part. This is actually, I forgot the number. Is it 530, 539? 539. 539, guys. That's ridiculous for this size of house. You can't find this anywhere. And on top of that, the tax rates are super low out here. We'll talk about that, HOA fees. But first, let's talk about those other amenities. We're gonna talk about schools, the other builders, and also the next neighborhood. Let's go, let's get going. All right, we were on our way out and I just thought this is something we should probably talk about, because if you notice the shape of this island, it's weird. It's a little unusual. So all kinds of different islands out there, right? And this is where it comes in, like there's different types of builders. But this one, this cut in is actually so you can get an extra stool under here. So like, let's say that you do have a big family and you're all gathering around here to eat lunch or whatever it is, you can actually fit a few more seats in. The other thing that's nice about this too is like, you're more of in a half circle than in a straight line, so you can actually hear each other when you're talking. But this is something that, I don't know, I think I would actually really enjoy this over like your traditional island. But the one thing I do not like is that it's just sheetrock down here. Now this is, you know, very typical for a lot of builders, but of course, if this was my house and I was buying it, I would have a little project starting out and this would be it. So, because otherwise, you know, little kids are just gonna be kicking that all day long. But anyways, that's one of those things we're talking about builders. All right, but let's go talk about the other builders.
We've got 5 builders here in Westside Preserve, and you already saw Kindred and Pulte, and honestly, those are nice houses, but if they'd just done this one thing, it would have taken it from nice to wow, and these guys are doing that thing. You can see right here, they've got nice black trim windows, they've done up the front in a very traditional and palatable way, but you can kind of see it through the window there. They've got 8-foot doors, and that's a really weird thing that adds such a huge grand factor to your house. It's just 1 extra foot on your door, and this is Brightland, by the way. If you don't know anything about them, they have a very palatable traditional style home with a slight twist to it. So if you just like you know, the modern floor plan, but you want something a little bit different, they're definitely the way to go. Another great name and building is Chesmar. These guys are a pleasure to work with. They build a great home, and they've got some really cool modern farmhouse-esque floor plans without getting too hard farmhouse. Some people like that diet farmhouse, and these guys definitely fit the bill. So if that's something you're looking for, they've got some phenomenal layouts. This one's actually got a double island, and they aren't building too many more of them. So if that's something that you want to do, you definitely need to call us so we can plan it for the next phase. But the one builder that we haven't talked about or shown you guys is First Texas Home. And like I said, everything's bigger in Texas. They've got Texas in the name, and they probably build the biggest house in this neighborhood. But what we're going to do is actually jump over to another neighborhood and show you what they're putting down over there, because it's a similar product and we get to introduce you to this awesome place.
So as we head out to the next neighborhood, of course, everybody wants to know prices, HOA, taxes, all that kind of stuff, and amenities. Of course, we didn't talk about that. But pricing in here, you're gonna start actually like the low 5s, like $525 if you're looking for a big house. I'm talking over 3,000 square feet. Now, of course, if you're okay with something smaller than that, this is also a great option. It's gonna get even less expensive from the 400. So this is a really good option. The other thing I really like about this neighborhood is, unlike a lot of these neighborhoods that have 50 and 60 foot lots, this entire neighborhood is 60 and 70. So you're not gonna get those sections of the neighborhood that feel like cheap, or like it's just like everybody's really packed in. I think those neighborhoods do a lot better in the long run. But you want to talk about HOA, what you get, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so in order to keep a place like this all prim and pristine for years to come, they have an HOA, and it's not much. You're paying basically $100 a month, a total of $1,200 annually, and that gets you access to all of the amenities. And speaking of amenities, they do have an amenity center here with a pool that they're putting in right now. We just drove past it. It's a bunch of construction at the moment, but they're also going to have miles of walking trail. You're getting a ponds, there's playgrounds and parks throughout the neighborhood as well. And on top of that, you're also in a really keen area because we're right off of 287 between Midlothian and Mansfield, which means you're right up the street from Joe Pool Lake. You got the Mansfield Sports Complex, as well as all the shopping that's going in along the highway as well. So honestly, not bad at all. That being in Midlothian ISD, which is A- rated on niche.com, can't be beat. We're right up the street at Birdsong, and well, first of all, guys, these houses are massive, but what isn't massive is the price point. And you know, we're always wheeling and dealing, trying to get you guys the best price we can for the best houses we can, and we've done the same here. We've actually worked something out with the builder where we can get you guys an even better price point if you work with us. That's why you got to call us, and this is a limited time thing, so make sure you do it quickly. But this house has some crazy stuff that I haven't seen in any other model home, and I'm excited to show you guys. So let's go check this thing out, and we'll talk about that deal in just a minute. All right, guys, so first off, I want to show you something really cool. So off to your right, as soon as you come into the house, you got this nice office space here, and they did something really cool. So this is normally under the stairs. It's kind of a dead space. You wouldn't normally see it, and a lot of builders would just wall this off. These guys, they gave you the extra square footage. You're paying for the whole house. You might as well get the whole house. And this is a really cool little alcove. Otherwise, it'd be useless. You could put like a wine rack, maybe some bookshelves, some long-term storage thing, but it's nice to have a little bit of extra square footage to hang up something decorative every now and then. And right across from these nice big double glass doors, you have this awesome dining area, and I love the way they did this because you get tons of light coming in from these windows here. It feels nice, big, and grand with this very simple and slight tray ceiling that isn't overwhelming. And this actually opens into a butler's pantry that goes all the way through to the kitchen. But speaking of architectural features right there, I want to show you something really cool, and it's a staple of Texas, or First Texas homes, and that's this awesome staircase. So that little closet you saw is right under this rotunda style cylinder thing here that the staircase sweeps up and wraps around. Lovely feature, and most of their larger homes are going to have this, so it's basically like a trademark of First Texas homes. And all of that showcases this living room over here, so you get end cap with this lovely staircase, nice big windows. You get double transom windows, some under and over the covered patio out there, so you get in some light without too much. I like the fireplace here because it's not anything crazy, but you still get like some millwork, some wood wood accents and everything. Makes it stand out. And I love the way that they did this. So since this is Harwood Homes, their upgraded line, it comes with a lot of cool things like this trim piece over here, just small features to make it feel more grand, because this is already a really lovely kitchen. What else are you going to do to make it nice? You get the decorative beams on your oversized island here, the oversized chandeliers and all of that dining room space over here in the breakfast nook. And I really like this here. I'm a big fan of this style of tile, so I'm a really big fan whenever they do this, because you get these simple cabinets, even with the glass uppers and everything. There's nothing that really stands out about it, but it all flows together, it looks really nice. And so to have a splash of texture and color like this is just the bee's knees. Anyway, we got the butler's pantry over here. I do like the frosted glass door they did right there across from that. And then let's go check out the master bedroom, because I'm a big fan of how this thing's laid out. Over here we've got a bathroom and a couple closets, as well as the laundry room. And then we got the master bedroom right here. So this is a huge room. This is probably like a, I don't know, a 17, 18 foot wide room, and then like maybe 16 or 17 feet deep, maybe even 20. But again, you get that understated tray ceiling, nice big windows over here, and I like the way they did this right here. They didn't just give you a chamfered off wall or like a 45-degree wall. You also get a window right there, lets in even more light. This is evening time right now, so you got the sun kind of coming in at this angle. It's not blinding or anything, it's nice given the angle of the house. But over here we got the master bathroom, and as we walk in here, these nice big tiles, the 1 foot by 2 foot, you get his and her vanity. I know that's hers because it's got the makeup nook over here, or you know what, it could be his. It's 2025, I don't judge. We got a water closet, framed mirrors, and then obviously frameless shower glass. It's kind of weird. You want a frame on the glass you put over your vanity. You don't want a frame on the glass you put on your shower, but you do want a bench, and they included that, so don't worry. And plus you get the built-in tub, plenty of closet space over there. Now let's go check out that awesome staircase and see what's up there. So as we're coming up the staircase here, you get this nice huge loft area, big windows on the far side, and I'm a big fan of the way they're doing this over here. They've started putting in these little trim pieces as decoration. Kind of breaks up the fact that you've got the break in it. That's a requirement for safety to have egress windows, but they've dolled it up and made it look really nice. Plus they've got some built-ins and some upgraded carpeting here. The theater's right over there, but let me point out real quick, we got a bedroom here, nice sized closet. That's a Jack and Jill that actually opens up into this bedroom right here. You got 2 bedrooms on the far side over there next to this thing, which hold on, I need y'all's opinion. What do you use this for? This little space right here. I know they gotta put a top on that little cylinder thing I showed you guys earlier on the staircase, but like, what do you use this for? I would probably put chairs, maybe. Tom suggested a Christmas tree. I thought that was creative, but I don't really know what would go there. Anyway, back on track. Right over here, we've got the theater. You know, every guy's man cave, nice, dark. You got the sound system, you got the projector. This could be a cool game day setup or a gaming setup, but what I feel every theater needs, these guys definitely accomplished, and that's right here, a wet bar, because if it's game day, we're drinking. You bet we're drinking. And they got a wet bar here with a cooler, your under cabinet storage, plus you get a couple of decorative floating shelves right here, and they actually did the backsplash in like this dark on dark hexagonal tile. Looks really nice without standing out too much. Only thing I think they missed the mark on, they could have put some under cabinet lighting or under shelf lighting. Would have really popped from there. But let's go check out the backyard real quick. Now we're about to tell you about this deal that we got for you guys, but while we're here, let's talk about this backyard real quick, because this patio is awesome. You obviously get enough room for a full seating area. I love this little glass bead fire pit that they threw in, and none of this feels cramped, while all giving you a nice shaded area to keep you protected from the elements. And just as a little, you know, situational awareness, it's really windy today, but you can't hear it because this is all enclosed, and on top of that, it keeps the sun from beating down on your head during summer, which you know that's important in Texas. But if it ever gets too hot, these houses may be big, but the pool's even bigger because they are putting in one of the biggest, if not the biggest, pool in Mansfield right here in Birdsong. So we've got an amenity center that's going to be up by summer of this year. So by May, June, July, you can take the kids to the pool, and not just the pool, probably the best one in the area. All your neighbors are going to be jealous. And on top of that, you're going to have A-rated schools. So we are in Mansfield right now, which means you are Mansfield ISD if you're living in Birdsong, and they've actually got a high school coming up right at the edge of the neighborhood that they're going to be putting in, brand spanking new, so you know it's going to have good ratings and good facilities. But about that deal we're cutting you guys, we're getting you an extra $5,000 off of your closing cost if you buy it in Birdsong specifically. Now this is a limited time deal, so if that's something that's interesting to you, you got to give us a call because it's not going to last forever, but we're trying to get you guys the best price we can on the best house we can. But for now, let's talk about some of those bottom dollar items like schools, HOAs, amenities, things like that.
If you're looking to move to Birdsong, you're probably going to be spending somewhere between $525, mid-7s, somewhere in there. For these big houses, and they're all big. Like there are not small houses in this neighborhood at all. So great location as well. You're just a few minutes from all the shopping and everything else that Mansfield has to offer. As far as HOA and taxes go,
so again, this is an HOA. You're looking to pay about $720 a year, which is like what? It's not even $100 a month. It's nothing. You won't even notice it, but you do get some amenities out here. Yeah, I couldn't pull it out of my butt at the last second like that, but they do have an amenities center. It's actually going up right now, and it's going to have a nice big pool like we had talked about, and that pool is actually right across from this huge park that they have, and the park isn't even the biggest green space here because there's several other green spaces, and in the future development they're looking at having a reserved green space that's probably the size of a couple football fields put together. It's enormous.
Yep. And tax rate, you're probably going to tell me this is like way more expensive, right?
Actually, it's only slightly more expensive. What? I believe it is 2.17, which is still better than Fort Worth. I'm not going to complain.
For Mansfield is booming. By the way, if you haven't seen any of our other Mansfield videos and this is intriguing to you, we'll have a playlist here at the end. So you can look at some of the other neighborhoods. There's a ton of neighborhoods. And guys, the other thing is right now, this is January 2025, and interest rates are high right now, and these builders know it. So there are a lot of incentives and a lot of different ways to get that interest rate down and make that monthly payment a lot more palatable, but you gotta give us a call. So definitely do that. We'd love to hear from you. And anything else?
Mansfield ISD, A-ratedniche.com.
There you have it. As always, if you're looking to buy or sell, remember to keep calm. Call Tom.
We've got 5 different builders in Westside Preserve, and you already saw Pulte and Kindred. That was the other one.
On the website that you can sign up, you can look at videos by, lost my train of thought there.
We got a map actually where you can look at videos based on areas if you're looking at.
That's right, you talk, I'll drive.
He's busy, don't worry. I've got a huge vocabulary. What am I doing over here saying, this is awesome?
I hate these stories. All right.